HCAM programming is supported by our viewers, thank you, and by Phipps Insurance Agency, representing companies such as MapFree Insurance. Their family-owned independent agency is deeply rooted in the communities they serve and offer time-tested insurance products to fit individual needs. Since 1950, Phipps Insurance specializes in home, auto, business, condo, and renters insurance. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this edition of HCAM News. Tom Nappy here, and we are at Hiller Football practice. It's going on right now behind me, and on this edition of HCAM News, we'll catch up with this year's Hiller Football captains and coaches, as well as the Hiller Girls Volleyball team, as the fall season is just getting underway. And of course, we'll have lots of Hiller action for you all fall season long on HCAM. So without further ado, here's a look at the Hiller football team, followed by a look at this year's Hiller Girls Volleyball team. Hopkinton Hillers football finished last season with a record of 2-9. The Hillers faced many injury obstacles last year on top of a tough schedule, but this year return a whole lot of experience and are looking to rack up some wins and be amongst the top of the TVL. We caught up with this year's captains and head coach Mark Sanborn about this year's team.
My name is Ryan Morin. I'm a running back and defensive end.
My name is Will Boucher. I play center and linebacker.
Early days of practice. Looks like they're working you guys hard out there. How's everything going so far, and how's the team looking?
I mean, I say it's going great. You know, we got a great group of kids, and every day we just come in and work as hard as possible. We bring it every single day.
Yeah, we got positive attitudes, and we're just working hard and getting after it.
All right, and what are some of these drills that you're working on in these early practices?
Right now we're focusing on the basics for the offensive line, just our basic blocking schemes, and more on the skill-wise. We're working on our hurry-up. I think we're going to rely heavy on that this year. Just basic play calls and all that stuff.
Covered all of it, but a lot of hitting drills on defense, and then defensive line and linebackers like working together to read the guards and all that, and just know like what we're doing and just get into it.
Terrific. And how's the new kids looking?
Oh, they got some dogs in them. A great class, a lot of hard workers, and I'm excited to see how they're going to contribute to the varsity team, JV, and just throughout the season.
I agree with that. They got a lot of stars that can run the ball, and they hit pretty hard.
Excellent. And any team goals or personal goals for this season?
Personal goals, I'm heading for a TVL All-Star for anything. And team goals, I think we're going for the TVL title, obviously. Going for the playoffs, that's everyone's goal. And going for that championship, of course.
Yeah, TVL championship and win.
Head coach Mark Sanborn enters his 5th season at the helm for the Hillers.
Everything's going well. We have a really good group of players this year. A big senior class, which is good. A lot of them have experience coming back as from juniors last year, but we're really trying to nail home discipline and work ethic, and hopefully that type of stuff pays off in the fourth quarter, and as the season gets longer and longer, we'll have our conditioning under us and our wind under us so we can outlast our opponents.
Absolutely. And you got a couple good experienced captains at the helm. Can you talk about your captains this season?
Yeah, Ryan and Will have been awesome right through the off-season leading up to the season. They've definitely built a culture here of lifting and buying in and commitment and discipline, all the stuff that comes with being successful on the football field. It starts with them and our entire senior class kind of leading the way for the underclassmen. We have really good numbers. The kids are really committed, and we just, like I said, we have a really coachable group of kids, and that starts with our seniors kind of setting the tone of how things should be run.
Absolutely. And you guys moved up a division, a little bit of a tougher schedule this season, some new opponents on there. such as St. John's and a couple others. Can you talk about your schedule this year and what's it like to move up a division?
Yeah, I mean, moving up a division will definitely be more of a challenge. We're facing bigger and bigger schools. Our schedule's somewhat similar to last year. We're going to Chicopee next week for our first game, so it'll be a longer ride. They'll be a big physical team. But like as you mentioned, St. John's, really good program, really talented. But we hung in there with them last year, and we feel like our experience playing them last year in our senior class will help us in those games. And then, as you know, the TVL is a really good league, top to bottom, finishing off with Ashton on Thanksgiving. So we definitely have our hands full this season. It's going to be a challenge week in and week out. But I really think that we have the group that's going to show up every week and be eager and hungry to work, no matter who the opponent is.
Absolutely. And what are some of the things that you're working on the most here in these early practices?
Yeah, as I mentioned, definitely building the conditioning, discipline, snap counts, making sure we know the plays, having a variety on offense that the kids understand. So we're not putting too much on them, but we're able to keep defenses on their toes. We're not an overly big team physically, but we have really good speed and we have really smart kids who understand the game, so we're going to use that to our advantage this year. So we're just trying to figure out where each player helps us the most and helps the team the most, and every single day practices get better and better.
Hopkinton opens their regular season on Friday, September 5th at Chicopee Cup. Hopkinton Hillers Girls Volleyball enters the season with a younger team after losing several seniors to graduation. Last year, the Hillers finished their season with 18 wins and 5 losses and advanced all the way to the round of 8 in the Division II state tournament before falling to TVL rival Westwood in the postseason. The Hillers may be young, but return some good talent and are looking forward to what should be a very competitive season. We caught up with this year's captains and coaching staff.
I'm Sophia Whiteman-Krause, and I'm a middle blocker.
I'm Gabby Patty, and I'm a setter. It's been going great so far. We have 7 new players on the team, so it's really great to see the very competitive level at practice. The girls really want to work hard, and it's a really competitive and fun environment.
I agree with Gabby. We had a little trouble with confidence in our first scrimmage, but I think that's mostly nerves, so we'll shake that off by games.
And how's the adjustment been? You lost some good seniors last year, but a lot of new faces this year. How's the adjustment been with the new girls?
It's been good, actually. It's a lot better than I thought it would be. There wasn't really a big adjustment period. We're all just getting to know each other, and it's going well.
Yeah, I definitely think we have a great group of returners. We're all really leading the girls and just stepping up if they have any questions, helping them out, because it is definitely a big adjustment to go from JV1, JV2 to varsity. But I don't think we lack any talent than compared to last year. I think we're going to do great this year.
All right, and do you have any personal or team goals this season?
Definitely TVL champs. I definitely want to beat Westboro, especially with the jump up in division. I think it will be a really great game.
I agree. We did team goals at the beginning of the season. We did state champs as one of them, which is definitely a big goal, but it would be nice our senior year.
All right, and I'm sure Westwood must be in the back of your mind as well, right?
Yes.
What are some of the drills that you're working on in these early practices?
So I feel like the biggest thing when we're working with a new group, it's definitely defense, communication, getting used to each other. I think we were talking about it this morning after the scrimmage. We definitely need to work on our trust. So our drills are mainly defensive and heavy on communication.
Yeah, we also did some coverage drills just to get used to each other and understand where we're supposed to be on the court and what we're supposed to be doing.
Head coach Emily Sweetapple enters her 4th season at the helm, and former Hiller athlete, now coach, Michaela Pucci, will once again be assisting. There's some great talent on the team last year, a lot of new faces on this year's team. How's everything going so far, and how's the team looking?
Team's looking great. Obviously, like you said, we had a lot of turnover, so lots of new faces, and we're just kind of figuring things out now and working on communication and defense especially. But it's a really fun group of girls, and we're really excited to work with them this season.
Yeah, there's been great energy in the gym and already building some really good team culture, so we're really excited about that, and it's going to be a good season ahead.
All right, and any team goals this year, things you'd like to see this team achieve?
Yeah, the girls have some really big goals for this season. We're really taking it one day at a time. We had our first scrimmage yesterday, and just trying to get better every day.
Yeah, we always encourage them to set some really big, challenging goals, and obviously want to try to go for the TVL again, like last year. So we're going to start small and, like Coach said, just take it day by day and see where it takes us.
All right, and can you talk about your captains this year?
Yes, so we've got Gabby Patty and Soph Whiteman-Kraus, and they both have been with us this is their third season on varsity. They've been with us since their sophomore year, so they're very ready. They're strong leaders, and I think that they'll do great things with this team.
All right, anything you want to add?
Go Hillers!
All right, and how'd everything go in that first scrimmage yesterday?
Lots to clean up, but like I said, it was really good energy, and that's the uncontrollable that you can't teach. So that was really good to see. But we'll be working on those things before our next scrimmage on Thursday against Westboro.
Yeah, it's just kind of cleaning up those errors and working on communication and just getting those younger players more exposure on the varsity net.
All right, what are some of the things you're working on in these early practices?
Defense. Oh yeah, really working on defense. So that's kind of what we need to tighten up right now.
Hopkinton Girls Volleyball opens regular season play on Wednesday, September 3rd at Dedham. We're going to take a quick timeout on this edition of HCAM News. A whole lot more ahead. Don't go anywhere.
HCAM is supported by our viewers. Thank you. And by the Hopkinton Independent newspaper and online news site. The newspaper reaches 100% of the homes and businesses in town, and the website is updated daily with exclusive Hopkinton content. Readers can receive a daily newsletter and breaking news alerts via email.
Hello, everybody. You are tuned in to HCAM News. I'm Tom Nappy, and right now I am joined by Hopkinton Water and Sewer Manager Eric Carty. Eric, how are you today?
I'm doing well, Tom. Thank you very much for having me on again.
Well, thanks as always for coming on, and we got a lot to talk about, some interesting weather trends, and it seems like the fall weather might be moving in a little bit, but I'm sure you'll be able to give us some good information on that. But first, how's everything going on? How's everything going at the DPW? And are you guys through those summer projects you wanted to get done for school, or any of them running a little later than you'd want?
Yeah, so it's been a very busy summer again for the DPW. Lots of things going on. The highways had multiple projects going on there right now, finishing up some of their paving projects. They did Chamberlain Street earlier, and right now I think they're doing Exchange and Parker Point Road. So I think that's supposed to be finished up today. They've been out. They got a nice new flail mower. They've been out cutting all the brush back. That's seems to overgrow every August. So you can see when you're pulling out of your streets, doing a great job with that. We had a culvert replacement, or actually a new install right out front of our garage here to help with some drainage issues. And our director, Kerry Reed, also was just able to secure a second grant for a drainage program we have going on at our Fruit Street wells, which is subject to flooding. We haven't seen that in a while. I don't want to say fortunately or unfortunately, because it's always not good to get it all at once. But 2 years ago we had some real issues with flooding over at the concern. So she was able to obtain a grant, and we're working on that project. So that'll help alleviate some of those issues. In terms of the Lake Maspinock, they're looking to try to do an extended drawdown this year. I'm not sure with the drought conditions if that's going to be able to take full place, but that'll help with some of the weed management along with some of last year's treatment. On the water side, we're out GPSing our water valves and shutoffs. Our assistant manager, soon-to-be manager, Jed Fenough, was leading that with the IT department. That way we can have all of those valves accessible via a tablet, a lot easier for us to respond during emergencies and know what to turn on and turn off. And then we've been still dealing with these drought conditions. Unfortunately, it's since June, we've been almost 4 to 5+ inches below normal. And you tack that on top of last year, which we never recovered from that drought. Our groundwater levels are really low. We've really had to cut back our well capacities of what we can pump, and it's affecting quantity and quality. So, we're hoping for some rain. We don't want to get it all at once in the form of a tropical storm, because that ends up just running off, especially with how hard the ground is. What we just need is some days of soaking to help us recharge our aquifers and get those going. So yeah, it's been very busy. Some trying to finish up some things here and there, and then we're moving forward with some projects. We're doing some work on our PFAS vessels, trying to get the media that helps pull out all the PFAS, regular maintenance on that. So we're doing quite a bit, keeping us busy.
Absolutely. And a couple things I want to ask you about. How are with the drought, how's the lake levels and things like that? Are the lake levels a little low?
They're a little low. Because of their surface water this year, they weren't as bad as they were in the couple previous years. Luckily, in May, we had, I think, an excess of either 3 or 4 inches. So that helped fill the surface water. It didn't help us a whole lot in the groundwater recharge, unfortunately, but it did help. Right now, the generally we want the water to flow over like Lake Maspinock over the spillway, but right now, because of the drought, it's about 2 inches below. But it's not dropping as rapidly as it has in the past, which is good. So, hopefully we can get everything caught up. I was just drove by the Hopkinton Reservoir today, because although Ashland does not pump directly out of that, their wells are adjacent to it, and there's some permit restrictions on that, and starting to see that become a lot lower than it was earlier in the spring. So that could be a concern going forward if we don't get some rain to help fill that back up.
So you got to tell all the kids, don't splash too much in the lake. Keep the
Yeah.
water in there. Speaking of the water situation, I understand that a reminder was just sent out about outdoor watering. Perhaps you can let people know that situation just in case.
Sure. Yeah, we really need people to comply with that. Anyone that's got lawn sprinklers on now, you're fighting Mother Nature and not going to win. I mean, this heat is just relentless, and you're basically wasting the water, and that's basically putting our system in jeopardy, because we have to pump more, longer, and it causes more drawdown. At this point, just need to let those lawns go dormant until we can catch back up, which it's going to take substantial rain. So I don't see anything being recovered until late fall or early spring at this point. And we need something substantial in order to help build those reserves back. So we're asking everybody for their compliance. It's frustrating. We know it's coming up on a second year, but this drought has really hit us hard. And until we can get out of this, we need everybody's cooperation.
So no outdoor watering, folks. We really need to conserve that water right now. It is a crucial situation. So you're going to be retiring soon, and we'll certainly miss you. But of course, we'll still have you on HCAM to talk some weather if you're available, of course.
Absolutely.
So tell us about we have a new incoming water and sewer director, and I understand you've worked with him for quite a while. Tell us about when your retirement is going to be finalized, and a little bit about the new water and sewer manager that's going to be serving the town of Hopkinton in that position.
Sure. Yep. So I'm looking to retire probably December 1st of this coming year. 40 years, it's been an absolute pleasure to serve my hometown. But 40 years, I've had enough of the late nights, the 2 o'clock in the mornings, the 12 below zeros, and dealing with droughts and floods. It's it can put a strain on you. So I'm looking to step back a little bit. I'm hoping to stay on part-time and still help out, because there's so much to go over. Jed Fenneff, who is the new water and sewer manager, approved by the town manager and the select board. He'll be starting that job shortly. He's been with the department over 10 years, does an unbelievable job. We've worked side by side, and he is more than capable of handling everything that goes on here. So he'll be, a welcome addition to the town. It's nice to have some continuity of all the different issues we have going on, all the things that projects we have coming up and going on, to have that continuity, because Jed has been first and foremost in helping out with a lot of these projects. So he knows him and is familiar with him, and that would be a big help to the town moving these forward. So the town will be in good hands going forward. And as I told him and everybody else around, I'll still always be a phone call away too for anything that they need be. I've always had to rely on some of the old timers here that retired, to ask them where certain things are or how things worked to help out get through some situations. So we continue to do in that manner and pass that knowledge along as we retire. So.
And I'd imagine in a position like water and sewer manager, especially in Hopkinton, it seems to me, I mean, I don't know much, but it seems to me like a position that it's a little complicated, because you have all kinds of different pipes, a lot of older pipes, and you've got the lake situation. So it seems that it's a great move to bring someone that's familiar with all that.
It is, yeah, because we have a lot of unique situations. We have a lot of different things that play into each other, and dealing with both water and sewer, depending on what you're dealing with. Drought's great for the sewer system. It's bad for the water system. Rain is great for the water system, bad for the sewer. So you're always working on something one way or the other. And as I keep telling everybody, this is literally a 365-day year job. I worked on vacations, out sick when I've been out of the country, checking on levels, and because it's the way our system is, and unfortunately, the situation we're in now, it takes a lot of manpower and a lot of work to keep things going at the rate they're going. We know right now water quality is not great, and there's some shortages, but believe me, we've done so much to keep it from being actually even worse. So it's a testament to all the people that work here at the DPW and do their best and every day to keep things going. And say we're making more improvements to the system. We have some new water main going in on East Main Street. That'll be the next big project, looking at rehabilitating one of our Grove Street tanks. So we're always moving forward, looking to make the system better, making those updates. So at some point we can get back to a normal operation here and not have to deal with the water quality or quantity issues. And I'm sure we'll get there, hopefully in the near future.
Well, I know now that you're retiring, all the Hiller hockey parents are hoping you could come do some broadcasts with us.
We'll see if we can sneak that in there. I'll fit it in between my part-time jobs.
All right, so we want to talk some weather trends. It's been a hot summer. It's been a dry summer. It seems finally the weather's starting to cool down a little bit, getting a little bit more fall-like. So tell us what to expect. Is it going to stay getting fall-like, or are we going to get another burst of heat? What are you expecting here in these upcoming weeks and months?
So the long-term forecasts are for it to be somewhat cooler than normal. There wasn't any of the high 90s in the forecast, but we've seen the last few years. I believe the last 2 Octobers we've had a couple of 90-degree days. So there's always that chance it'll come back quick. But the good thing is, at this point in the year, it's not sustained. We're not going to see the long, prolonged 90-degree heat and humidities. It'll hopefully be quick hitters. It's also the original prediction for this summer was a wetter than average summer, which has not played out fully. So the 2-week forecast going out is not very promising for rain either. So we're really hoping for a change in that process. Again, we don't we want to get it by way of hurricane or damaging tropical storm, but having a system come close but not quite hit us would be nice to try to bring that up. So, and then going forward, it's really tough this time of year. They say not to make any predictions until November about what the upcoming winter is, but I follow a lot of sources online, and there's a lot of people online that are indicating that the things that they're seeing are pointing towards another cold, snowier winter. So we take the snow because that helps with recharge. If the ground is not too frozen in the spring, we would definitely benefit from that. So we'll see how things play out. And again, the predictions, they can always change and rather rapidly in the weather industry. So we'll see how the procrastinators are doing here.
Now, what's better for the water situation? A lot of snow or a lot of rain? I'm guessing it's probably snow because it takes some time for it to melt and has more time to absorb.
Exactly. That's what you want. You want the generally when you have a big snowpack, that can help keep the ground insulated, so the ground is not as frozen as it usually is if there's no cover. and then that allows the water when it, you want a slow melt. We've had some past couple of years where we've had quite a bit of snow on the ground, but then we've had heavy rain, and it's basically just flooded all that snow right out. And that's what happened to us this past spring. The ground was actually still frozen underneath. We had like an inch or inch and a half rainstorm on top of 6 or 7 inches of snow. And with that ice in the frozen ground, all that water just ran off into streams and ponds. And that's why the stream started out at a good level, but it did not help us in the groundwater, unfortunately.
Right. Well, hopefully we'll finally get some snow. It's been quite a while since we've had a winter with any, serious amounts of snow. The occasional storm here and there, but nothing that really
Yeah,
stuck.
I mean, our area, me growing up, I was on a snowmobile all the time. We were out all the time going all over places. And now, not a lot of people own snowmobiles and use them locally. They have to take them north to get any action in. So there's definitely some changes going on. So it'd be nice to see if it's cyclical, and hopefully we come back and get some of the normal winters. Last winter was actually colder than a lot that we've had in the past, which is, a lot of people I think considered it to be extra cold, but it was actually a normal winter like we used to have.
Right. Well, I guess we'll see what happens with that situation. Any do you have any guesses to what the hurricane season is going to be like? I know we had Hurricane Erin that just kind of breezed the coast, didn't really make landfall in the United States, but it did affect the ocean a bit, but nothing too serious. Are we expecting a busy hurricane season?
Well, the National Hurricane Center actually predicted an above normal year for both named storms and for major storms. Like I said, knock on wood, we haven't had any come close to the land yet. So we're just approaching the peak season, the peak of the season. It starts in June and goes through till November 1st, but the first week in September is usually peak. So I remember last year I had plans to go down to Florida in November, and they got whacked with back-to-back hurricanes in 2 weeks with, over 8 feet of water that went through. So we had to cancel our trip because our condo we were staying in was flooded with 8 feet of water. So it can always change. You never know. So it's so far we've been lucky, and the good news is with some of these ones that have come through, they churn the water up, and it makes the ocean water, a lot cooler, and that's what most of the storms feed off of, the warmer water. So after you have one or two come through, it kind of I don't want to say kill, but lessens the effect of ones coming through. So that's always a help.
That is going to do it for this edition of HCAM News. We thank you for watching. Take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye, everybody.